Dick Costolo, of course, fell or he pushed or he was tripped or whatever. But here's what he said. I'm finally trending on Twitter. There's a humor about this. You know what? He's still on the board, right? So he's not leaving in disgrace. He's leaving having not achieved what he set out to do.
Well said.
He still owns a tiny chunk of the company. I went through last night on the terminal and I looked. Evan Williams, the original founder, still has 7.3%. Jack Dorsey, who's going to be running now, has 3.3%. But then when we're looking at actually who's invested right now, it's Fidelity, Morgan Stanley, BlackRock in that order. Each has about 5%.
And we got somebody to bring in here who's got deep experience, particularly on Amazon. I mean, what Brad Stone did on Amazon.
Brad Stone knows the BGATs of all of the Silicon Valley companies. He's been up all night trying to figure out what happened. Brad, thank you for joining us at 4 o'clock in the morning San Francisco time. Help me understand, what did Dick Costolo fail to do that the next CEO has got to get done?
Well, let's put it in perspective, right? He did lead this company for 5 years. Grew it tremendously. $22 billion in market cap. As the company took it public. What did he fail to do? I think what he failed to do is probably the same thing that the founders failed to do before him, which is articulate an appeal to Twitter that goes beyond its core passionate user base, that inner sanctum of media people and celebrities and sports people. The Facebook crowd is another way to put it. Twitter has 300 million active users. Facebook has 1.4 billion active users all around the world. Twitter has always had that problem. It's kind of been limited by, the frenetic, chronological nature of the feed. And
Brad, did it get too big too fast in some ways without actually taking care of the revenue side of things?
The revenue side actually was probably not the problem. I know they sort of had quarters where they missed, but, advertisers seek scale, and that's what Facebook has showed. When you have scale, when you have 1 billion users, you can experiment. My sense was that the problem was, Twitter never really found a way to grow beyond its core paradigm.
Yeah, Brad, it kind of sounds like what you're saying is that your mom is on Facebook, but your mom is not on Twitter. What you're saying now echoes what Chris Sacca wrote, that many people have been quoting over the last 24 hours, which is that it's still too complicated. It's still too intimidating.
That's absolutely true. Don't even ask your mom, ask your friends. A lot of people kind of shrug their shoulders. What Sacca pointed out is that a lot of people have tried Twitter and left, and they've just never really found that product visionary to go take it to the next level.
Brad, what's so good about what you've done on Amazon is they had a will, they had a message, they had a vision. They also happened to make a cash flow. eBay did that, Amazon did that, Google did that, and the others. I look at the Spotify valuation of whatever it is, 8 billion, 7 billion, who's counting, and there's no illusion they can make money. Can Twitter actually become like your Amazon? Can they become like Facebook and actually mint money? I don't see it.
Well, it's funny because all the companies you mentioned, including Spotify, are founder-led companies, right? That founder visionary who could take it to the next level, who had an intuitive sense of the product. If Twitter has that guy, it is Jack Dorsey, so we'll see if he becomes the permanent CEO. In previous incarnations running the company, Dorsey has never really shown that flair, that intuitive sense. So, the money follows.
Okay, but I got to jump in here, Tom. You keep asking about money, and one of the things that the sell side has been saying, including Brian Weiser at Pivotal, is the exact opposite of what you're asking, which is that they failed to focus on growth. The money is there; they're not growing.
Where is the money, Brad? You're the expert at this. I want you to attach growth into the future ability to make cash flow. Can Twitter do that?
I guess I think, I sort of agree with Brendan. The next CEO needs to be growth obsessed. And that's really why the analysts are down, investors are down on the stock, because of that MAU growth. It's like 4 or 5 million new users quarter over quarter. And that's what advertisers look at. Yes, they need new ad tools. They need to show ROI to advertisers. But first, they need to grow. So I think it comes when this thing changes enough that it doesn't scare, the non-core users, our moms, our friends.